Okay, so one of the first songs that you've ever put out that wasn't a beat, that had lyrics in itself, was This Sucks. And one of the best lyrics in that song, I think, in my opinion, is I have to close my eyes to see your face. I still don't know what color your eyes are. What were you thinking when this came to you? When this lyric came to you?
um, I don't know what I don't think I was thinking a lot at
Okay.
the time. I was really heartbroken. But the lyrics to that one was just I was just writing in my journal. This sucks. This sucks. This sucks. Because I was trying to define the feeling, and then I have to close my eyes to see your face was like the second thing I wrote, and that was it. Like I wasn't thinking. I was just imagining his face, and I wrote it down. And then I don't know what color your eyes are, was just because like I didn't know what color their eyes. It's literally there's no artistic. I'm sorry to disappoint you. There's no artistic context behind it.
No, it's not that I see an artistic context behind it that I asked you this. It's because I feel like this was like the first apparition of the lover boy Chubby, but who was very confused. Because another quote from that song is, "I don't know what to tell you, but I don't know the rest of it. I remember the rest of it. But like you are in the space of like experiencing love maybe for the first time and not knowing how to handle this
Literally.
new emotion that you feel."
It was. I think it was my first like proper like breakup song, like heartbreak song, let's say. And this is a complex thing to I feel like explain, but when you're writing songs, you have to write them as if it's the first time you're explaining a feeling. I think if you're searching for the pop song that you want to write, it's like you go back to the basics and you write about it as if it's the first time you're feeling it. And I just happened to be lucky enough that I was experiencing it for the first time, and it just makes the perfect pop song, I think.
Definitely. Yeah, so like after a more confused Chobi with This Sucks, there was more like accepting Chobi with Cans. And then there came Spaceships on My Bed, which was like a more dreaming Chobi, like they call it. So I listened to all of the songs in order just to like understand what space in your life were you at when you were writing them. And on Spaceships on My Head, you say, "You'd never break my heart because I'd never ask you out." So that's like a new approach that you hadn't expressed with the other songs.
Yeah.
Why do you feel that
Well,
way?
I'm really glad you listened to them in the order that I released them, because that was literally like I was at a point where I was way beyond like mourning for that relationship. So I wanted to release them in a way that it was a story almost of someone having heartbreak, someone healing from that heartbreak, and someone being open to something new. And Spaceship on My Bed is, I think, as cheesy as it is, it came to me in a dream, and it was a dream about someone that I had a crush on, and then that inspired me to be like, oh, like my bed is like a spaceship that can transport me to any universe.
Yeah.
Like when I close my eyes, I can go anywhere I want. That's why I say, tell me, where do you go when you close your eyes?
Yeah.
So Spaceship on my bed was pretty much it, like me just kind of opening my eyes to the next person.
I see. And yeah, so basically that spaceship on your bed metaphor is you dreaming about life, you romanticizing it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, romanticizing a person that probably doesn't even know my name, and I'm probably gonna like not remember them.
Yeah.
You know.
And then came the infamous Let Me Let You Go, which is, it's more about like growing as a person within your relationships, and you say, I need to move on, make me hate you, make it easier for me to want you. No,
Make it easier for me, won't you?
want you, exactly. And let me let you go as well. So where were you when you write this song? How did you go into this headspace after? So you were confused, and then you accepted that confusion, and then you reminisced and you dreamed about this love, and then you're like, okay, I'm done with it. I don't want it anymore.
I think it was a circle back to this person that I wrote about and this sucks, that like because I think you might like recover from a breakup, but then like from heartbreak, let's say. But then you might be in a space where you keep looking for qualities that you experienced with a certain person. And I think that's what I was trying to do. And maybe I was second guessing myself whether I moved on or not when I wrote that song. So it was a bit of like, just let me let you go, let me do my thing, and woo,
Yes.
That was really the headspace, and I think it makes sense in the sequencing of the album. But I wanted the sequencing of the songs to feel like kind of a travel as well. So that's the purpose of that song, to kind of reminisce a little bit.
Yes. And while we're on the EP as well, I would like to give a shout out to Wendy Acosta for the dinner scene. How did you come up with that idea? How was it when you proposed it to Wendy? How did she feel to be included in your art?
Man, funny. When I wrote the whole project, I knew like I wanted it to be like when you close your eyes, where do you go? And I wanted it to be somewhere you go. And in Cannes, there's some background acting if you pay attention. So I wanted that to follow through. This person ends up in a diner in the outer space, and he can't sleep, and he's talking to this person, and I really just needed someone with an American accent.
That's it.
And Wendy was someone I knew who had an American accent, and I knew she would do anything for me.
Yes.
And she did it, and as Archon quote, I remember how when I sent it to him, he's like, she ate.
She ate. Definitely, giving actor very much. And then after Let Me Let You Go, there was Speeding Ticket. So what would you want for your birthday this year?
My birthday this year was great.
Great.
We were just looking for a restaurant in Hull because I wanted a fancy meal. I wanted steak for my birthday. And we had a reservation from this restaurant. And we walked in, and the first thing I saw was this big map of Cyprus.
Oh, really?
In Hull. And we had steak there, and I had steak and fries and red wine, and my lovely girl, and that was the perfect birthday. So for my next birthday, I would like the exact same thing. Maybe with a twist of having my perfect Cypriot friends around.
That's cute. Yeah. So like around this time, we like see you get out of your lover phase for a bit and go into like talk about what you like. Like for Speeding Ticket as well, you explained to us that like during COVID that you wanted to like do late night rides and just go around and maybe get yourself a speeding ticket for your birthday. And then afterwards, you said as well, someday I'll figure out how I feel. So we see like that confused Chobi coming back to life.
Oh. No panyau.
Yeah. So yeah, someday I'll figure out how I feel. Have you?
From time to time.
From time to time.
Can you ever figure out how you feel?
I can't. Definitely not.
I think confusion is maybe not the enemy that we think it is.
Definitely. And you prove that with another lyric in that same song as well. In Wishful Thinking, the song just after Speeding Ticket. And you say, I'm in the driver's seat, I don't know where I'm going. Is that genuinely how you live your life? No?
I think you overestimate that. No. I think it was a time where I was panicking a little bit because I was finally in the driver's seat and I was a bit confused as to where I should be going. But then I realized, that's how we all figure things out. Like, my dad didn't know where he was going. My mom didn't know. And it's okay. Like, they probably still don't know from time to time. I'm guessing. They're still probably I don't know. It helped me to think about my parents from my point of view, and maybe my dad sometimes wanted his dad around to like provide a bit of experience, and my mom wanted her mom, and like, I don't know. It's like late night car drives with my family is like coming back from my grandma's. It's always like something that is really vivid in my mind, and I always imagine myself in the back seat and my dad's in the driver's seat, and I can just go to sleep. And I know we're going home. And then all of a sudden you're like 19, 20, and you realize no one's driving you home.
No.
You have to get yourself there. You have to find the home, build it, and get yourself there. And that's what, yeah.
I see. And do you think like this being far away from your house, your home, your family, is the reason why you started smoking menthols? And would you like a menthol?
Am I gonna do this on camera?
Segue.
I'm
you
sorry,
have a,
Mom.
You have a song called Menthols, so you have to. Do you want
Right.
one as well?
I don't.
Okay.
My parents don't know that I ever smoke. Sorry, Dad.
Well,
I
you
love you,
have confessed it on a song that is called Menthols, and you started off by singing that you have finished a couple packs as well. Not even one single cigarette; it's a couple packs. Yeah. And one of the like most touching quotes is, "I can't believe I thought I was gonna change the world. I can't believe I let them trick me into believing that I can't."
First of all, a disclaimer. Just for the camera, I'm not a smoker. I'm a social smoker. Anne özür dilerim. Sadece sosyal ortamlarda kullanıyorum. Nasıl iyi geldi?
Cut that.
O şarkı biraz karakter. Yani o albüm zaten. Sorry, what am I doing? That album. The snippet came out. That album is a bit character based. I was listening to a lot of Bruce Springsteen at the time, who writes through characters, and that whole Blue Kid Hours project was really inspired by an album by Bruce Springsteen called Darkness on the Edge of Town, which tells the stories of certain people from New Jersey, from his hometown, and it's through these characters. And Menthols was a character, like the guy in it was a character. It's not me. It's the boys of my hometown who start smoking menthols like yourself. Like, I don't know, the kids that I went to high school with. Like, I remember going to the backside of Tamavji, the toaster, the toasty making restaurant, whatever it is in English, finding them smoking menthols, and it represents to me youth and rebellion a little bit. But then I also thought about my father, and that's where I can't believe they convinced me. I don't remember how to.
I can't believe I thought I was gonna change the world. I can't believe I let them trick me into believing I couldn't.
That's a bit of the Cypriot kind of hopelessness, Turkish Cypriot hopelessness, let's say, that I saw in my father, that he had so much love for his country, so much patience, and so much desire to make it what it could be, and then the world just kind of making him lose his patience and actually being like, you know what, I won't be able to change it. And it's kind of, there's a parallel between this youthful figure and this old man kind of growing tired of trying, being gaslit into, you know what, we like the way things are, no matter how awful it is, and you're never going to change it.
Yeah.
And that's what that song is.
And then when it comes to Broken Man by Design, you say, "I can see you seeing through me," and it's one of the first times you convey the emotion of being understood. And how did that feel for you? Who saw through you?
Man, I was talking to / dating, whatever it is called these days, this German girl, and German people are known for being very direct, and I remember going on a date with her and feeling like she could see through the bullshit. And I didn't like that. I felt really deeply uncomfortable that I couldn't lie my way out of this thing, that I couldn't... So that's what it is, like, being seen through. And it was through that experience, I think, dating a lot of people, that, like, I figured out what the issue was. It was me, that I had this wall to keep myself from being vulnerable, being my honest self. And Broken Man by Design, I think, is that, just going back to everything, rounding everything up and being, I wrote all of these songs, the problem was me all along.
I see. So when it comes to Red Lotus, this is when, like, the lover boy comes out of you again, but to a more extreme level. It's as if you found, like, what you've been yearning for, all of these songs. How did that song come to life?
That's also like, there are two characters, I think. I don't see myself as part of that story, but it's a story of lust and desire, and, as much as I've said it many, many times, instant gratification. I think we've all experienced kind of seeing someone across the room and feeling an instant connection and wanting.
Yes, to be that person.
And that's essentially what that song is. And making my way through the thesaurus is almost like flipping through the pages, and I think maybe this is a bilingual experience of reading something and trying to understand it in so many ways and so many different contexts. And maybe that's what it was like between those two characters to explore each other. And maybe the protagonist in that story is literally making their way into this person's mind to understand them, to further build on this desire.
And then your most recent single, Bougainvilleas, which I really enjoy, like the scenery that you create with your lyrics in that one. It's very, like, it hits home. Definitely, it's very Cypriot.
Yeah.
So we see that, like, this new turn towards this Mediterranean culture that you started with your music. How did that come to life as well?
Homesickness. This is going to be a very weird kind of analogy, but I see in TV shows, like, back in the day, like in the 70s, artists used to draw porn, right, and sell them. Like in American, like, sitcoms, you hear about this joke. There's this lack of imagery, and you rely on the artist to draw a woman's body and give it to you so that you can go do whatever you want to do with it. I think, in a sense, that's what that song is. Like, I'm yearning for home, and all I can do is just paint it, sketch it with my words, and that's what I'm doing. Branches of an olive tree reaching out in the sun, dancing up and down to tease her eyes. It's almost like an affair with this new culture, new country, new environment, and a bit of guilt to enjoy it a bit too much, that you're sketching the colors of your home country. And that's what Bougainvillea is to me. It's me remembering my first love, which is home, which is Cyprus. And it is an ongoing theme, I think, throughout the entire album.
And you also say, I knew this place is like the back of my hand, but I've slipped and fallen into the palm of hers.
Damn!
Yeah.
Did I write this?
You wrote that, exactly. Yeah. So, like, knowing that you live outside of Cyprus, was it like, did you feel like you found Cyprus in someone as well? That feeling of home?
Almost. I think I was looking for it, which was the mistake. I was looking for, like, I think there's too many layers for me to try and comprehend it myself. But I think it was like, almost like trying to find home in someone else who is so far from the idea of what home is to me, which is a really, really difficult thing. And putting all this pressure on someone else, I think it's unfair. And coming to that realization, I think maybe after the fact, after writing that song, is what's happening there.
Well, thank you. I will make things happen. Yes. Okay. Do you have any comments on Chobi's artistry?
No.
Thank you.
Yeah, I had so much fun. I zoned out for most of that conversation. I was so busy doing the money.
Doing the work. You finished it.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yes. Come on. The help we need it. Okay, let's pack and go down to the sea.